Hello and welcome to the TES Secondary Maths Resource of the Week with me, Craig Barton. Now, a lovely little story behind this resource. I came across this on Twitter when a TES resource author, a teacher, just tweeted to say, I've shared my first ever resource on the TES. What do people think of it? So I went along, had a look at it, and I thought, flipping heck, I was split. Part of me was dead happy, thinking, well, this is a great resource. I'm definitely going to have this for a resource of the week. The other part of me was fuming, thinking, God, I wish my resources that I uploaded back when I first started teaching were as good as this, because I think this is just a wonderful idea. It also fits one of my criteria for these resources of the week in that it's versatile. It can be used across a whole host of topics. This has been designed by Charlotte McFarlane for teaching circle theorems. But again, hopefully you'll see that if this is something you like, there's nothing stopping you using this with straight line graphs, surds, times tables, anything, year 7 right up to year 13 further math students. So it's really well explained how it works. So a bank of differentiated secret questions. Print out your presentation as a handout, cut them up, give each pupil a secret question at the beginning of the lesson, and they give it you back at the end. A really quick way to assess understanding. Now, I like this. I'll show you the questions, and then I'll tell you why I'm a big fan of this. So, here they are, circle theorems. Copy this diagram and use it to prove the angle in a semicircle is 90. Prove that angles in the same segment are equal. Notice these particular ones, you get some nice hints there to help the students along. Then we get an amber question, prove the angles in the same segment are equal. Slightly more challenging questions. Then we start to get the same questions again, but without the hints. And it builds up and it builds up until we're doing some really tricky stuff without any hints. Now, of course, this is new spec GCSE, right? So in the past, circle theorems have always been on there, but now there is an expectation that students may well have to prove some of these circle theorems. So big tick straight away, because it's perfect for providing resources and getting students to practice how to prove things with circle theorems. But also I like it for another reason, and that's it's kind of similar to an exit ticket. So for those of you who aren't familiar, a classic way to use an exit ticket would be you've taught a lesson on, I don't know, circle theorems, for example, and you give each student it's a little slip of paper, tends to be the same question, at the end of the last 5 minutes of the lesson, they fill it out, hand it to you on the way out, and they're gone. And you have a look at them, and it's a quick way of assessing understanding. The problem with an exit ticket is because you're only doing it in the last 5 minutes of a lesson, there isn't really time to do these more longer form questions. And there also isn't time for students to discuss things and so on and kind of just take the time over questions. And if you're doing something challenging like this, like proof of circle theorems, flipping heck, you're going to need time to do it. So I like the idea of giving these questions out at the start of the lesson. I like the fact that they're differentiated so you can choose who to give different ones to. And I like the idea that students can spend the full lesson crucially getting on with the rest of the work, but just mulling over this question, maybe coming back to it every few minutes, jotting a few ideas around, and they haven't got that pressure of just 5 minutes to get it done. Then at the end of the lesson, they can present to you your secret question and so on. Now, a little word of warning. I think this is something that is going to need time to embed this practice with your class, because I don't know about your lot, but if I did this with my year 9s, they want to do the secret question straight away, right? They're not going to be wanting to get on with the rest of the work. And if they're stuck on it, they may well stay stuck on this and not crack on with all the other stuff I want them to be getting on with. So whether you set aside intervals in your lesson, like 10 minutes in, right, do you want to spend a couple of minutes on your secret question? Now back to work, another 10 minutes. Do you want to spend another few minutes on your secret question and so on? If that works with you, then by all means go for that. But I certainly found that it's going to take time for me to embed this with my students and get it working how I wanted. On the plus side, it also allows you to have conversations with your students. So if your students are struggling with an exit ticket, the chances are they'll just hand in a blank question, a blank answer to you. Whereas they've got the full lesson to struggle with this. They've got the full lesson to ask you for help and seek help with this one. So the chances are they're not going to hand in empty stuff. They're going to have spoke to you and you're going to have a better understanding when you come to do it. But it's still got all the advantages of an exit ticket because it's quick to mark, quick to assess and so on. So I really, really, really like this. I thought it was a lovely, lovely idea. So secret questions for circle theorems, but by all means roll these out for other topics. And that is from a debut resource author. Whew, I'm looking forward to seeing what Charlotte's got to produce in the future. If you enjoyed this resource, hop back onto the page, give it a download and give it a rating, and I shall see you for a fresh resource of the week next week. Take care. Bye for now.